Quezon City Prison in Manila, Philippines does not meet eligibility standards. Imagine, a prison that only has a capacity for 800 prisoners turns out to be occupied by 3,800 prisoners every day. With more than 4 times its designated capacity, the prison has no free space. The prisoners were squeezed into all the cells to just sit or sleep. Each cell, which is intended for 20 prisoners, is occupied by between 160 and 200 prisoners. The prison floor is bare, or just newspaper, and clothes are used to cover the bodies of the prisoners. Almost no one can sleep with their body lying straight on their back. On the other hand, their bodies are pressed close to each other. When sleeping in the narrow space, some prisoners even have to be willing to sleep sitting or standing. So there is sleeping on a basketball court, without a roof, in a shelter, without mosquito nets. There are prisoners who use their shabby blankets to make hammocks. The food of thousands of prisoners was also far from healthy. In their food, they found nails and even dead cockroaches. Ventilation and water are scarce inside the prison. Each prisoner fights for space, water, and food. They cook meals and exercise next to rooms used for bathing and washing clothes. Apart from the number of prisoners exceeding capacity, conditions in the prison are also far from clean. One toilet can be used by up to 130 people. The Philippine Commission on Human Rights in April 2015 said that the toilet facilities in the Quezon City Prison were poorly maintained and could cause various diseases. These include tuberculosis, diarrhea, skin infections, and even poisoning. This condition also affects the mental and psychological aspects of the prisoners. Fights often occur between prisoners with various causes. Various diseases infected the prisoners and even caused death for the prisoners. Every month, 2 to 5 prisoners get sick to death in the Quezon City Prison. As many as 90% of prison inmates in the Philippines are waiting or currently undergoing trial. This figure is the Philippines is the highest Southeast Asian country in terms of the number of prisoners awaiting trial. The problems for these prisoners do not stop in prison. When they are released, even with innocent status, they will face other difficulties. These ex-convicts will find it difficult to find work after being released because of the bad stigma they carry as former criminals. Meanwhile, to apply for jobs, they must obtain letters of recommendation from the police and National Investigation Bureau. Even though the Philippines is a signatory to the UN Convention Against Torture, one of the contents of which is to prohibit cruel and inhumane treatment of prisoners or detainees. The Quezon City Jail was built 6 decades ago and houses prisoners whose cases are pending. Every prisoner is required to wear yellow prison clothes. The horror stories from this prison have not encouraged improvements to the prison located in the capital of the Philippines.